Hello and welcome back to the Old Realms, and oh, okay, seems like we're getting a traveling merchant almost immediately here, and what's really funny is that I was actually going to attempt to get into the same siege that we were in beforehand in the previous episode, but unfortunately they've now made peace. Yeah, which is pretty funny, considering I was obviously not expecting that by any stretch of the imagination, and it looks like Chaos just literally lost this as well. Funnily enough, Chaos had this, they were actually the owners of this place. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually make our way over here. It's quite funny, actually, because as you see, Sylvania has taken a pretty big bite out of this area in the Old Realms, and I'm not entirely sure where to go or what to do right now, I guess. So I think what we'll probably do is we'll make our way over here. Chaos is no more, apparently, so that's pretty good. I'm going to assume they're going to come back at some point, potentially. They do tend to do that, I think. And otherwise, we got this guy. He's going over there. He's probably going to be able to take that relatively easily. I'm not sure whether... Not sure whether I should... You know what? I'm going to make a brief stopover in this town real fast. And there is Manfred von Karstein. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here real fast, because we really do need to sell. I have so much loot. It is not even funny. And basically, I mean, that is generally what tends to happen, funnily enough, in Bannerlord nowadays. Basically, if you have any semblance of looting skill whatsoever, and wait, no, it's not looting skill. I'm obviously thinking of Warband here, but generally, if you have any semblance of roguery skill at all, you literally will be swimming in loot and swimming in money. And it's actually staggering how much cash you can make through roguery skill. It's probably one of the reasons why I say it is a heavily underrated perk. I mean, I know a lot of people have actually started to realize how good it is now. But obviously, generally, it never used to be, you know? People didn't think it was that good, right? People didn't think it was that good, and generally tended to ignore it in favor of other things like... you know, the standard stuff like leadership and steward and tactics and all that stuff. But it is actually so good that I'd highly recommend it if you are, you know, just starting to play Bannerlord for the first time, or you're thinking to yourself, oh yeah, maybe I'd like to try a different build or something along those lines. It's really going to make a huge difference. Now, this is kind of annoying to me. I didn't really want to get engaged upon here, but obviously this guy decided that he wanted to attack us, and so this is going to be very problematic, because obviously the problems that we're going to face right now is that we are very much outnumbered. I'm kind of hoping that he isn't going to have a massive amount of cannons. That is going to be my big issue here. If he has a lot of cannons, then I'm going to have some issues. But without that, I think we should be fine. Maybe. It depends, because obviously they also have a bunch of ranged troops. They have a bunch of gunners and things like that. And gunners can really make a huge difference in regards to how spread out the opponents are. And when they're spread out, it makes things very uncomfortable for us. So the thing is, I need to make sure that I am as effective as possible when it comes to using my own abilities. I can, of course, summon some undead, and I probably will do that. But again, like I've stated in previous episodes, I am not a terribly big fan. Oh, that was... that just kills me. That just absolutely kills me right there. Oh well, never mind. This is better. There you go. Oh, that was so incredibly disappointing. Wow. Okay. That was hilarious. Okay, so yeah, let's just summon these graveguards right here. Just gonna tell these guys to charge in, tell these guys to charge in. I'm gonna try to stay alive, obviously, as best as I can. And we're gonna try to summon these fellows. And if they can actually do something, then I'll be very, very pleased, because if I can get my unique ability up and running, there's a Wraith actually attacking as well at the same time. And my cavalry are going to come in too. And I really so badly wanted to murder these guys on their horses. I really super badly wanted to do that, but unfortunately, the missile speed of your main ability is so slow sometimes, and you can't really tell whether it's going to be faster or not, because you generally are at the mercy of the slow motion. Because obviously I do have slow motion turned on. You can turn it off if you want to, but I personally think that it is fundamentally so good to have the slow motion on while you're giving orders. It just makes everything so much easier. But not in this case, you know, not in this case, because I couldn't effectively lead my target. So that was obviously a bit of a problem. Anyway, we're just going to continue hitting with this. I actually did eliminate one of the enemy vassals, which is obviously very nice. And we are actually done. I believe that is indeed a victory for us. And we need to get as many of these kills as we can. I mean, look at how fast that was. That was super, super simple as well. We got 26 renown for that, which is obviously great. I don't really care about renown that much anymore, because we are in a decent-ish situation, just a kind of decent-ish place, and we are not actually in dire need, as it were. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, anyway, now what we can do is, yes, cap out our dark energy, of course. Cap out our dark energy. And just donate that experience. I'm basically just going to be doing that now. I'm just going to be donating experience. Obviously, I could potentially do that if I am, you know, over encumbered, because I am indeed over encumbered right now. So technically what I could do is I could just do this, and then I could gain a significant amount of experience this way, which obviously is a pretty good idea for the most part. You know, it's not too bad. But we are losing a lot of cash by doing this, which is, yeah, I don't know, maybe not the best idea. Sometimes it's a good idea to have a lot of cash, because you never know when you're going to need it. Maybe there's going to be some other reason to need it, but, well, we've already purchased a huge amount of spells, so it's probably not that necessary for me right now. I actually really wish I was close to a town or something like that, because then I'd be able to go in there and actually regenerate just that much faster, but yeah, there isn't anything I can do about that. I might be able to eliminate this guy potentially. I mean, he's obviously going to be super, super simple for us. He's only got 66. But funnily enough, and this is going to be something that might actually be somewhat shocking. Not sure if it's going to be, but I don't know whether you've noticed this, but Sylvania is extremely bad at oh, for some reason that's not giving me additional experience. But yes, anyway, Sylvania is extremely bad at auto-resolves. And I guess that is just because they have such low-tier troops most of the time, and they don't really have a lot of power behind them. But they do end up losing a lot of people. Every single time I do an auto-resolve, I end up losing a lot of troops. And obviously I would expect that the reason for that is because I'm not on the field myself. If I was on the field myself, then that would obviously make a huge difference, because then I'd be able to use my spells and all that wonderful stuff, and I'm going to assume that that's actually partially the reason. We're going to be going for foragers here, because I personally like the minus 15% disorganized state duration. And let me actually just see. Do they have any? Ah, no, they don't. Okay. So we're just going to do this now, and I'm going to hope that they don't actually want to attack me just yet. And I'm also kind of hoping that the AI on our side is going to come over here and actually help us out. I am hoping that they will this time around. Usually I'm going to be like, oh yeah, you know what, I don't really care if they do or not. But in this case, I actually kind of do. It would be kind of nice if they did, because, well, this particular fief has 6 days of food remaining. They have a pretty hefty garrison. There are 3 enemy lords in the garrison itself, so it is, you know, just generally from a baseline perspective, going to be much more difficult. for us to handle. So I'm kind of hoping that they're going to come over, but they might just be busy attacking random parties of Chaos Cultists for no reason. But maybe this guy is actually going to come along and help us out. It seems like he might. Yes, indeed. There he is. Okay, so they're obviously going to be placing out the trebuchets, but that's really not that big a deal because we have massive stacking engineering now, and they're going to be able to create these trebuchets just that much faster. That's also the reason why, generally, if you can create your own faction, I would highly recommend, if you're going to be making your own vassals, obviously this is very much a case of... I guess this is very much a case of do as I say, not as I do kind of thing, because I never usually do this kind of stuff, but it is a good idea, obviously just a good idea, if you're going to be getting companions, try to get companions that have engineering if you're going to make them vassals, because obviously there's not going to be that many of them. That's also the main problem that I have personally with randomized companion statistics, because whenever there are random amounts of companions, sometimes you're not actually going to get any engineering ones. Sometimes that just never happens, which is really, really problematic. I'm just going to save here real fast just in case. But yeah, sometimes that's really, really harsh, because if you don't have any engineering companions and you want to make a vassal that's actually good at engineering so that they can help you out in, actually building trebuchets and taking things. Because if you get to that point in the game where you're actually going to be just besieging all the time, you really want to make sure that that particular process is as fast as it possibly can be. You never really want to be in a situation where you're thinking to yourself, oh, this is taking, 2 in-game weeks. That's absolutely ludicrous and completely and utterly unacceptable. At least in my opinion. Because if you're doing that, you're literally going to be in such bad times that oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, actually, I thought I was gonna die from my own spell there. That would have been hilarious. Actually, extremely pathetic, but still hilarious. Well, still somewhat hilarious at the very least. I did take some damage. Just. Oh, really? Ah, well, never mind. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I did eliminate a grand total of 36 troops, but as you can quite clearly tell, the enemy is just going to get completely and utterly swarmed. There is nothing that they can do. The numbers are on our side dramatically here, and, well, this is basically a plague, isn't it? This is basically a plague. We are sweeping over them like no one's business. They literally just cannot do anything because we have so many troops. And we didn't even kill them with spells this time either, as far as I'm aware. I don't think we even killed them with spells because we just had no need to be honest. We just absolutely destroyed them in regards of, just money. Money, numbers in terms of troops, gear, and probably equipment as well. They probably don't really have much. So yeah, anyway, let's just gain a couple more of these. Why not? And then we're obviously going to be getting maxed out in terms of dark energy once again. We'll take one of these horses and then we'll just donate the rest. And as you can see, we have another couple of people, but we have now eliminated another faction. Yeah, we've eliminated Talabekland, which is very nice. And so Sylvania has once again vanquished one of their main rivals. And, well, I think they have us to thank, don't they? I think they really do have us to thank for that, because if we weren't here, they probably wouldn't have done any of this stuff. And as you can see, wait a minute, we should probably attack these guys, shouldn't we? What do you think? We should probably attack these guys. They are actually pretty close to us, so you know what? Let's do that, shall we? I mean, our forces are very ready. Oh, wait a minute. Hello. What are you doing here? Tiles chosen, cursed company. Oh, so are we actually at war against someone else? Because I don't see... Ah, all the way over there. Can I make peace with those people? No. I don't have enough influence. Yeah, because I'm a mercenary, unfortunately. If I wasn't a mercenary and I was a vassal, I'd obviously be able to do this, but there is 0% support anyway, so it's basically not going to do anything. It really isn't going to do anything at all. However, what I would love to do is actually, you know, cause war against these people over here. Because if I can cause war with these people, everything is going to work out so much better for us because we're going to be able to expand in this direction instead of having to venture so incredibly far away. I'm actually very surprised that, you know, that war declaration actually went on. I'm going to assume that Wissenland was the culprit there. I'm pretty sure that they were the aggressor in that sense. But that's very funny nevertheless. Anyway, yeah, so what I'm going to do is we're actually going to attack them. And we are just going to... Let me just see here for a real quick second. Wait a minute. I've got more people for some reason. Ah, yes, I have more skeletons somehow. I'm not sure how that happened, but yeah. Anyway, so what we're going to do is I'm obviously going to try and attack these guys if I can. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, there we go, there we go, there we go. Bear in mind, in the Old Realms, we do not have any form of execution. There is no way for me to execute enemies. So the best course of action for me to take, I suppose, is to actually take them prisoner. Which I don't really like doing, to be honest. Because me taking them prisoner kind of slows me down a little bit. I mean, obviously, in the grand scheme of things, it is much better to take them prisoner than it is to let them go. But then I kind of have to babysit them a bit too much. I don't really like that much, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyway, what we're going to do is going to wait for some villagers or a caravan. Ah, there we go. That was... Wait a minute. Are these the... Is this the right... Yeah. This is the right faction, right? Yeah, this is the right faction. Okay, so I'm just going to... Just making sure about that. Okay, so we're just going to attack. Just going to do a nice little auto-resolve. That's going to be super nice and easy for us. And then we are just going to be making our way over here. So... He is obviously declaring war against them, and he's not very pleased with me right now. I'm pretty sure he's not pleased with me, but he is still allowing me to be in his faction. So this is actually kind of nice, because last time I did this, I think I got kicked from my faction, which is quite funny. But yeah, as you can see, they only have 585. I should have a pretty easy time of actually taking this, even if I were to go in without destroying the walls. But obviously destroying the walls is... just so much better. So let's see what happens, because obviously if I can starve them out, I might decide to just go in there straight away anyway, because starving them out, well, that's going to remove all of these units, and so we don't have to actually deal with them. But for me personally, I wouldn't mind taking out the walls, because it makes it a lot easier for me to actually deal damage with spells and things like that. But I could also use a couple of skeletal summoning spells and try to get those behind the gates or something like that, and that's going to make a big difference. So, you know, it might make sense. But I'm actually wondering where my allies are, because they're pretty close by. I mean, they were close by beforehand, so I'm not sure where they are now. Oh, there we go. There they are. And they are actually coming in to assist us, which is quite funny. And the enemy is now starting to lose troops as a result of their food having dwindled. And look at this. Our Sylvanian AI is extremely proactive in helping us. And I have to admit, that is very nice. I actually think that is extremely, extremely nice in comparison to what I'm used to. Because whenever I'm playing in native or in a different mod or playing a different faction in the Old Realms, I always feel like I have to do everything myself. It always feels like I have to be completely self-sufficient. Ouch. Okay, that really hurt. Yeah, that's pretty damaging. All right. Yeah, we might have... Ooh, never mind. Okay, yeah, that's also pretty damaging. I'm just going to kill those guys. Yeah, I did actually manage to kill quite a few. Okay, so some people said that I can try to cast through the gaps here. So basically what I can do is I could try to cast through... Yes. Oh, I see. Very clever. Very, very clever. Okay, so that is obviously fantastic. Let's try to do that over here as well. Okay, so those guys are going to be getting in there, and hopefully they're going to be able to do something. I mean, obviously, we don't really need to. Clearly, we don't really need to, but maybe they're actually going to open up the doors? Yes, as you can see, they are actually... look at this. They literally opened up the doors. That is hilarious. That is so fantastic. Okay, so let me actually just do something here. So I'm just going to summon these guys. Summon these guys. And... oh, I kind of wanted them to attack the gate. Ah, well, never mind. I guess that doesn't really matter too much. I don't really need them to do that super badly. But yeah, as you can see, they're actually opening up the gate once again. And technically, I could have gone in there, but I don't know whether I really care that much. I mean, we are going to achieve victory here, but I wouldn't have minded actually doing something. I wonder, can I get in some other way? Is there a way for me to actually get in by casting it at the side? No, it doesn't seem like it. Yeah, but that is a very nice strategy. Thank you for actually telling me about that, because I was wondering whether there was a way to do that. And, well, clearly there is. Clearly there is. So, there you go. We managed to make it work. Oh, and I almost messed that up. Oh, well, never mind. That's fine. And we're good. We are actually good. And look at that. Very nicely done. And that is indeed a victory for us. I mean, look at how many undead skeletons are outside the walls. I mean... if I were the opponent, I would literally just be going, yeah, you know what? There's no way I'm going to be able to do anything here. This is absolutely insane. So there are 2 enemies remaining. I'm actually not entirely sure where they are. Where are they? It doesn't show where they are. Okay, that's kind of interesting. All right, let me tell my people to charge in. Ah, there we go. Okay, they seem to be somewhere like in between the gates or something like that. I have no idea, but yeah, as you can see, we just absolutely destroyed them completely with very few casualties, although they did manage to bombard us at the very beginning, which was some pretty extreme damage from their catapults, of course. But yeah, anyway, there we go. Another 52 prisoners there, but obviously we're maxing them out. We're maxing out our dark energy and everything, so I am very pleased. And yeah, we can actually get this guy if we want to. This is just another necromancer. I don't know whether we really want another necromancer, to be honest, because the thing is, a necromancer is great and everything for summoning additional skeletons and so on and so forth, but from my perspective, I feel like it would probably be a good idea for us to get another one of those Larmian countesses or something like that, because they do seem to have a much should we say, much more effective way of contributing to the battle. And that's kind of what I want, right? That's, you know, we really do want that instead of someone that can just summon a bunch of skeletons, even though that is indeed useful. It is just maybe not as useful as being able to eliminate, you know, 50 troops or something in one cast, which is definitely something that I am very much valuing at this point in the game, because this point in the game, what are we doing? We're doing mostly sieges, right? So having a bunch of troops be eliminated immediately in a siege defense or a siege attack or whatever is really going to make much more of a difference. Okay, let me see what I can do here. Nice, that was a good hit. Yes, and even though I wasn't able to kill them all in the initial blast, I was still able to finish them off. Nice, nice. That's good, that's good. We are doing a lot of damage right here. I'm doing a lot of damage. And let's tell my forces to charge in. And I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to get this out. We're going to do a little bit here. Hopefully that's going to hit. It did actually hit, amazingly enough. Let's summon some of these grave guards. Get another magic bolt. Let's use that. There we go. And now I can use this once again. Let's... Ooh, I really wanted to use it right there, but unfortunately I didn't have enough of an angle. Nice. There we go. Oh, I actually leveled? Really? Oh, okay. I thought I was way too high level to actually do that now, but as you can see, I'm using only free units right here. My free units have been absolutely giving me massive value. Unfortunately, Adele is now killing a huge amount of my own troops, but that is indeed what they tend to do, isn't it? Yeah, that is literally what they tend to do. And unfortunately for me, they did that here, which is somewhat annoying, but I guess what I should have done was actually told them to go in beforehand, shouldn't I? That probably would have made more sense. Oh well. I guess it doesn't really matter, because as I say, what we can do is we can just recruit some more people from these, and look at that. Boom. I'm at a maximum again. You know, just instantaneously at a maximum. So very, very pleased about that. And now what we can do is just level these guys up, and then we're fine. And look at that. And then we can even go in here if we want to. Can we manipulate the AI again into actually coming and helping us with the next town? Because if they actually come and help us out with the next town, this is going to be extremely, extremely fast. And maybe we're even going to be able to take it without even building any trebuchets or anything like that. Because for me personally, I really like taking down the walls. I think it is so much easier. But obviously if we have the AI with us, maybe we don't need to do that. But yeah, no, it seems like they are actually ignoring my efforts this time. So it seems as though I may indeed have to do this by myself, which is going to be a little bit problematic if a vassal turns up potentially. Well, the friendly AI actually did come and help us out eventually. And as you can see, one of my trebuchets almost got destroyed. It's at 1%. 1% HP. That's really, really funny. I'm going to assume that the engineering thing that's coming in handy there is the perk that provides a 25% dodge chance to ranged siege engines. At least that's what I've read it like. And in my opinion, that is a very, very good perk. I have no idea, by the way, whether it stacks. Can you imagine if it were able to stack? Because if it does, that means that it's going to stack 25%, 25%, 25%, and 25%, and then potentially get to 100%. But obviously, it very much depends, because obviously there are many, many times in Bannerlord specifically where there are a number of percentages associated with a number of various values, and these values are not going to be the be all end all, as in maybe they're going to be a specific value, like for example, I don't know, what's the dodge chance normally? Maybe the dodge chance is 10% or something along those lines, right? Or there's a dodge value of 10, and then when you have that thing, you know, that perk, it increases the dodge chance by 25%, which means that a quarter of 10 is then going to be added on to the total, which is indeed not very good, right? However, if you think about it from a different perspective and you think, oh yeah, maybe it is in fact just adding a 25% dodge chance. But I don't think that's how it is. But it could be. It could be. So if you think about that, it has the potential to be extremely, extremely powerful, or it has the potential to be somewhat slightly okay and not very good at all. So it's very much dependent on, you know, what is actually being applied. So I obviously do not know, so I won't be able to speculate on that. But there's any number of things that you could potentially think of in those situations. You know, there's a lot of different ways that you could go about thinking about the calculation and everything. And now let me see what I can do here. I actually want to, there's a guy. I got him. I got one guy. Really? I got one guy. Maybe my Wraith is up there? Yeah, there is a Wraith actually up there. That's quite funny. And I actually wonder, are we even going to be getting, are we going to get some people coming in? Are we going to get some people actually helping us out? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, well, let's just summon some more skeletons inside there then, I guess. I mean, why not, right? I have so much mana right now. This is kind of crazy. We could potentially do some more damage here. Nice. Not too bad, not too bad. What's actually going on here? Oh, yeah, we have to wait. Yeah, because we don't have any walls or anything like that. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Summon these guys. Just going to summon them from the other side because I might as well, right? I might as well. And actually, you know what? Let's do something a bit funny here. Screaming Skull through the door. Yep, that actually did kill quite a few people, which is quite nice. Didn't kill any of my own troops either, which is kind of rare. Usually it does. But thankfully no one was there. And now we can summon this. And there we have it. Okay, yeah, not bad. Not bad. Wow, so many people. Wow, this is crazy. There are so many people here. And let's just speed things up a little bit here, just so that we can get the siege ram doing its thing. And there we go. It has now destroyed the gate. And now maybe I'm going to be able to get in there, or maybe not. Because apparently, yes, we are indeed just completely stuck in a traffic jam of skeletal units. Which does seem to be how it's working right now. But we might be able to move in. Yes, yes, I can move in slightly. Unfortunately for me, as the Necroc, I can't really do much. As in, I'm not really able to do anything here. I might be able to do this. And kill myself. Because that's what I generally tend to do with this spell for some reason. It's just got such a massive radius. I think that's the main reason. But yeah, well, as I say, doesn't really matter. We've gotten the front gates down. All of my skeletons are inside here. Obviously, I did actually manage to summon quite a few, so they're obviously going to be doing their thing. And you can see here that, yeah, look at that. Summoned units. Summoned units did so much. Look at this. Look at how many kills the Graveguard Warriors got. They got 257 kills out of the total of 675. That is a significant amount. Wow, that's actually really, really good. That is much better than I anticipated. I actually thought that they were going to be kind of more like meat shields. But no, they actually do damage, which is definitely something that I need to reevaluate. I need to reevaluate their value that they bring to a potential army or to a potential siege. So using Gravecall is actually much better than I thought. So I really do need to think about that more often, and I need to use it more often as well. Anyway, that's probably going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.